Now we got it. Hello, everybody. I'm Anna Hughes, your superstar director of the Flash family of teams, and today is February 27th, 2024. Tonight, we're going to talk about follow-up and why it's important and how we follow up. Maybe we'll share some systems. And so if you're watching this now, you're watching us back, and we're glad you're here. So, and in case you're watching this back, just remember that you can join us on Tuesday nights. The link is always open in the team page. So let's get started on follow-up and why we follow up, okay? I was sharing with some other leaders that we were going to be talking about this topic tonight, and one of the things that we came up with were some statistics that came straight from Scentsy, and they were mind-blowing. So I want to share those with you guys. I'm pulling those up right now. Okay. Crazy, crazy things. So in a given year at Scentsy, any year, 2018, 2023, doesn't matter, 40% of our customers are new, meaning they've never purchased from us before. It's their very first time they've ever purchased from Scentsy. Okay. And of those people, the percentage of those customers that are one and done. So they came in, they made that purchase, and then they never purchased from us again. 60%. Oh. Whoa is right. Like, does that rock your world? 60% of people come in and never purchase again. Okay.
Right.
Now, the average that a customer spends in one visit is $73, which seemed high to me. Okay. The average lifetime of any given customer, average lifetime sales. So let's say they do purchase 3 times and then they never purchase again, or they purchase 1 time, or they purchase 20 times, or whatever it is. The average, taking all of those people, the average total sales is $182. Okay, cool. So you think any customer who comes into your business is going to be worth an average of $182 to you, should they order more than once? Because remember, an average customer's sales is $73, and the 40%, 60% of people who come in never order again. Okay. Now, if you look at those consultants who have incredible return rate for their customers, they're coming in, they've got people who are purchasing over and over and over. More customers than not are doing this. Their overall turnover is instead of 60% purchasing once and never ordering again. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Those people who have orders that are coming back over and over and over. Okay, so people who have good customers, sorry, I got so distracted. People who have good customer relationships with their people, they have only 37% one and done. Okay, so we're looking at people who have a much better rate of people who stick around. So if an average customer is worth $182 to any average consultant, those consultants who have incredible relationships with their customers, their average per customer is $1,200. Okay, so what does this tell us? This tells us that having a good relationship with your customers, following up with your customers, means the difference of $182 in lifetime sales for a customer to $1,200 in average lifetime sales for a good customer. Okay. So this tells you exactly how important follow-up really is, because what is follow-up? At the end of the day, follow-up is giving good customer service and building a relationship with your clients, with your customers. Okay. I think that the hard thing that for a lot of people is they feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to follow up with these people. I'm bothering them. I'm bugging them. I'm constantly hounding them. But the biggest thing that you need to do is switch your mindset from I'm hounding them, I'm bothering them, to I'm providing good customer service. Because if you go back and you think about what is the one thing, I want you to think right now. Think of any business that you've supported in the past, any person that you've purchased from in the past. And I want you to think, why do I not still purchase with them? Because we all have something like that, right? What was it? Was it because you didn't get a thank you? Like you purchased from them and you never heard from them? Is it because you just didn't hear anything from them again? Did it take a long time for you to get what you wanted from them? Because more often than not, it's not because of the cost of the item. If we're buying it, we have the money, typically. It's not because of the quality of the product, because we're offering good things. It usually has everything to do with the person that you're buying it from and how their customer service is. And customer service is follow-up. Follow-up is customer service. And customer service is building relationships. They're all tied together, right? Brandy, I love that comment. I get turned away when I can tell their follow-up is copy and paste and not personal. So I feel like just dollars to them. So that's a really good point, and that's where I was headed next, is making people feel like they're more than a sale to you. And so sometimes follow-up isn't about Scentsy. Sometimes follow-up isn't about the product that they bought or what is being discontinued or what is being released. Sometimes follow-up is related to their husband's surgery or their daughter's pregnancy or the new job that they got or something else entirely. And so when you can remember these things about your customers, it makes them feel like they matter to you more than just for sales. Okay. So how are you going to keep track of all of these things? One of the things that I like to do is just use reminders in my phone. For example, the other day I was doing some follow-up, and a gal was interested in a product. She's in the middle of physical therapy. She just broke her shoulder. I was talking to her about all of that. She said she should be done with physical therapy in the next 2 weeks. And so I set a reminder in my phone that was follow up with this person, see how their shoulder is doing, because that gave me the ability to remember in our hectic schedules and our daily lives. It's not that I don't authentically care about how she's doing. It's that it's very easy for all these other things to get lost in the shuffle. I know you're probably like me and you feel like I can barely remember to do all the things that I need to do in my own life, let alone remember to like follow up on all of these people, but it does matter to you. It's still important to you. So setting yourself a reminder within your phone is a nice handy way to be able to do that. So that's one of the things that I do is I will put a reminder in, I'll put a due date on it, I'll even put a time on it, and then the reminder is just the name of whatever it is that I wanted to do. Okay. So that's building a relationship, and that is connecting with your customers in a way that's not just sales. But doing sales is important because you are running a business, and we do need people to be aware of, whatever else is coming in or whatever else is leaving. Or one of the things that we talked about in our group page the other day was those half off warmers. And that was just a spin on using the clearance section, sure. But by asking, okay, who's interested in half price warmers? Let me know if you want to see what I've got. The intention was to call attention to what it is that you're doing, for people to say, me, I'm interested, me, rather than just going to your timeline, posting the pictures of the warmers that are half off and letting people look at them. Because if you know who was interested in all of them, you can go back and say, hey, did you see those pictures? Did you find anything that you really liked? if you don't know who to follow up with, kind of hard to follow up. And it is interesting to see who's paying attention, that maybe you don't sell to on a regular basis, right? So following up with those people, and I use that as a tool to funnel people into my VIP group so that they can continue to see some of the things that are going on in there. It's a nice little tactic. But it's the same thing with parties. If you have somebody who's hosting a party and they go and they invite all of the people that they'd like to come, following up looks like, hey, did you see the invite to that party? Or, hey, are you going to be able to come to my party? Hey, if you're going to be able to come, wear the color purple because we're going to do a drawing, right? Those are things that are related to your business. Those are follow-up methods within your business that aren't related to a purchase that already happened. So follow-up is not always that whole 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months system of following up with people who already purchased. But the fortune is in the follow-up when it comes to a sale. Okay? When someone makes a sale with you, thank you. There's your first follow-up. Thank you so much for your order. I'll let you know when I have some tracking information. You get tracking information. Here's the shipping information for your package when it's coming. Even if it's coming to you, you can still give them. Personally, I like to give them the tracking information from Scentsy as it's coming to me, because it gives me some accountability in those orders are coming in. Now I have to get them out because so-and-so knows those orders are sitting in my office, right? So those are 2 different ways, 2 different times that you can follow up. Thank you for the order. I'll let you know with the tracking. Here's the shipping information. We just got the tracking information. When they do get it, if it came straight to them, did it come okay? Everything is in good shape. Does the bulb work? Because if you say, does the bulb work, they have to unpack the warmer, they have to plug it in, they have to turn it on. The sooner that you can get them with that warmer on the tabletop and on, the sooner that they are actually warming wax, which means the sooner that they're going to need to restash their wax. Guys, if they don't have their order or they aren't warming wax, they aren't going to need to order again as soon as you'd like them to. Get them warming wax as soon as possible. So that's a good one too. A little bit later saying, hey, how is everything? Did you love those scents? Do you like them just as well warming as you did in the clamshell? And then even later, how's your wax stash doing? I don't like to say, hey, do you need more wax? It's better to ask them how their wax stash is doing. That seems to feel more authentic to me. So, those are the things that can kind of make it feel like you're doing customer service. Do you understand how we're not just like, we're not cramming Scentsy down their throats in a way of trying to force more sales on them? It's a way of making sure that they've got their order. It's what they wanted. Everything works. They're loving the product. They're using the product. You're making sure that they're set, their stash is good. They don't need anything, that you're there for them when they need you, but you're not waiting for them to come to you. You're continuing to follow up with them, because there's been plenty of times in my business, where people will respond, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to message you, because life gets crazy and things happen, and they don't necessarily remember to come back to you when it's time for more wax. So doing good follow-up is doing them a service. You're doing them a service. This is customer service. Follow-up is customer service. You're not bothering them. You're being a good consultant. You're doing your job. And even if you want to say that, like, I'm just doing my job, hey, doing my customer service rounds, it feels better when you remember that you're coming from that direction, right? Okay. Persistence. Okay, so this is these are good stats too. So sales follow-up statistics. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. And you can call a contact them seeing a graphic on your social media. That's fine. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. That's a lot of not answering you, ghosting you, saying no, not interested. You've got to continue to persevere over all of that. Okay. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48% never follow up. Do you want to be in the 48% or do you want to be in the 52% that are actually doing some sort of follow-up? Okay. That's the one follow-up. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and never follow up again. 25%. Okay. 12% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. By definition, that's 88% of people don't follow up 3 times. 88%. So if you can follow up, you're going to be in that top 12%. You're going to be one of those consultants that people say, gosh, my Scentsy consultant takes great care of me. She's always following up. She's always making sure I'm taken care of. Those are some solid statistics, guys. 48% of people never follow up. Dang. That's, you know what I see in that personally? I see that as opportunity. Like I'm going to be better than that. I'm going to be statistically better than all of that. So, I'd love to take a few minutes and talk about different ways that we're following up. I know I talked about why we need to follow up for a little longer than I'd like to. But before we step into that, if you like to read, there's a book I can recommend to you. It's called Never Lose a Customer Again by Joey Coleman. It's Never Lose a Customer Again. Turn any sale into lifelong loyalty in 100 days. Joey Coleman. Huh?
I have that book.
Do you? Well, that doesn't surprise me a bit because Tammy, you do a great job with your customers and taking care of them.
I think you recommended it a while ago.
Yeah, yeah. This isn't the first time I brought it up, but
yeah.
If you guys aren't using the content, so if you go into the performance reports, there's a sales report in there, and you can see who's likely to be reordering. That's a great tool. If you're not tracking anybody any other way, I think it lags by like 2 or 3 weeks, but that's okay because that's about when you want to be following up anyways. So play with that. Go to the performance tab, sales reports. Actually, I think it's reporting sales reports. Yes, reporting sales reports. And then you'll see your customers in there and you can filter that by date. Or you can just go to the contacts tab and filter by their last purchase date. That's another way that you can do it. So those are systems that are in place. They may not be the most perfect system, but they are a system and it is data that's available to you without you having to track it all. Now, that's all pending the fact that you actually put your customers into the workstation when you close parties or they're ordering online. So there's a lot of reasons why we want to be tracking all of those people, but that's one of them. So is there anybody, Tammy, do you have a follow-up system?
I try to every week or two just go back for the orders over those week or two and write a thank you note. I don't always mail them. I suck at mail. Ask my team. Build. You have mail coming. It never comes. It's all sitting right here on my desk.
Best of intentions. I know.
I have the best intentions. So I will email them or text them or, occasionally do that rare thing of call them. But I just try to reach out and thank them and make sure they got it. Everything was okay. Do it that way. I don't have a formal, I tried to do the, spreadsheet. It wasn't me. I'm the unorganized clutter kind of, and I do a pretty good job of it, of keeping track that way. Another follow-up though, besides that, today, I went through all of my clubbers and messaged them and said, hey guys, remember 2 days from now, all of this the fall winter is going away, so make sure to check, you know, that kind of follow up too. I did that's follow up to me too, because it's getting them prepared for the
I love,
next
I love,
catalog.
I love this quote that Aubrey put in the chat. She said, "Are you ready for some cotton cleanups to get that old wax out of your warmers?"
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I also see Charlene, she says that her customers hate to pay shipping. So she actually has a list of every single person and exactly what they ordered because she's been doing mostly bulk orders. So she's able to just follow up with the list that she has on hand. So that's really, really good too.
That's
Yeah. Um, Hillary, would you speak to the fact that like finding systems and it's okay to not have a system and try a bunch of different things as long as you keep trying?
I mean, here's the deal. Yeah, as long as you keep trying, right? If you give up, then it's not going to work. I have tried everything. I have gone back to the binder. I just was on the phone pulling up. I was like, wait, what does Scentsy have in the training section? And it's the 113 system. There's the 222. There's all these numbers. Tammy, there's the spreadsheets. I've done all of the things. And all that I can attest to is that no matter which system I've dove into, it's always produced instant PRV for me, right? No matter what form of follow-up I do, it always, whenever I work it, it always brings a sale or two. So the fortune really is in the follow-up. It's just, I have yet to find a system that works with me. Like Tammy, I love a spreadsheet. I love the idea, like Anna, I love the idea that you have it and the workstation provides really great stuff, but like a spreadsheet is personalized and you know when they're shopping from your home stock, you know this, you know that. But like I mean, honestly, I don't get to my office every single day. I work from my phone. I've got the 4 kids. I'm at 5 different sporting events. You guys, you know, that's the drill. So I have yet to find something that works for me, but that's all I can attest to is every time I do any kind of follow-up, whether that's sending a text or a thank you, or today I'm working on, hey, it's been 3 months since you've ordered. Make sure that you don't miss out on these discontinuing scents. I'm printing whips like I'm a bill collector again, and I'm highlighting their names off as I reach out. Like, and that's what's going to work for me right now. And next month, I might spend a lot of time pouring into another system, but that's kind of the deal of being your own boss and being in this kind of situation is you just have to go through the process and find out what works for you and then stick to it, because once you find it, it's gold.
Yeah, because the worst thing you can do is continue to try to use a system that doesn't work for you.
Right.
If you know it's not working for you, fix it. Find something that does. Create something new. Like find something that works for you and that may, like Hillary said, it might only work for you for a little while before you need to reevaluate it and do something different. And that's okay. And that's the beautiful thing about this business is it can look so many different ways. And there's not a wrong way. If it's working for you, it's not a wrong way. As long as you're in
Yeah.
just
And
make sure you do it.
yeah,
Do
don't
something.
overthink it. Don't get to this world of where you're overthinking it and you're trying to do the spreadsheets and then you just don't even reach out at all. Like it's a proof, like every time somebody orders, I just instantly send a thank you text. That's a form of follow-up. Don't overthink that you have to do all the big wham bam things. Know that a simple thank you is more follow-up than people at Walmart are giving you. So give yourself credit if that's all that you can do, is that you're at least making that first contact.
Yeah. Yep. It's super good advice. Super good advice. If it's complicated and it's stopping you from doing anything at all, like that's the worst thing that you could do. Simplify it. Simplify it. I know it's so hard when you see other people doing these big, incredible, amazing things, and you're like, I should be doing that. Like, oh, I love their mail system.
Yeah.
If it's making you get hung up on the whole process of doing anything, it's not the answer. It's not the answer because the
That
fortune
will freeze
follow
you.
up. If you're not following up, you're missing out on a lot of money. So yeah. Charlene, I publicly thank them on social media. Yes, I do that in my VIP group, but I also do it in my VIP group when their orders are ready for pickup, because it also kind of makes people see like, oh, these people ordered and that person ordered and that person ordered. No, like maybe I need to get some Scentsy.
FOMO.
Yeah. FOMO. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we literally have 3 minutes left before it's going to automatically kick us out. So, does anybody have any questions before we set you on your way? Because I'm not somebody who's going to give you a bunch of different systems and how to do it, because there are lots and lots and lots and lots of systems. If you want to go on YouTube or you want to search our Facebook group, there are different systems in there also. Because teaching you one way to do it is not what's going to do you the biggest service. What's doing you the biggest service is that you understand why it's important, how important it is, and that you feel empowered to just go and try something, find
And
something.
just keep trying. Don't overwhelm yourself. I have been there and I turn into a statue. Nothing happens then. I just sit there and like rock. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. You can't do that because nothing happens then.
Yep. Aubrey said in the chat, you do not have to do all the things. I recommend that you don't do all the things. Do a few things really well and build on that. And that is fantastic advice. Okay. Go and follow up with your customers. I'll see you next week. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging
Good
out.
job, Denise.
Denise, I see your folder full of all of your order forms. That's perfect. I love it. Rocking it old school. I need to get back to that business for sure. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.